Hi, my name is Oscar and I'm a scientist. And in today's video, we're going to cover EB2 NIW frequently asked questions. This is going to be part of a series that I will start today, in which I'm going to answer publicly some of the comments that you leave in my YouTube channel or you send me through email. Or in the future, we may do this as a live session where you can ask questions as well. Let's jump into it. All right, so before we jump into the questions that a few of you have asked recently, I'm going to recap on the matter of Danazar and about the EB2 NIW category for green cards. In this category, which you can self-petition, you don't need a job offer by a company, you don't need even to be in the US, and you don't need a lawyer. There are two types of requirements that we have covered extensively in this channel already. One set of requirements is what I call the general EB2 requirements. Generally, we refer to them as the advanced degree requirement. However, there's also another way you can qualify for this part of the requirement. If you go through the advanced degree route, then you have to prove you have a master's or PhD in your field, or you can have a bachelor plus 5 years of progressive experience. So you have grown in your career. You can prove that you have advanced in your career. You can use foreign degrees to do this if they are equivalent to the US. And I have a separate video where you can check how to do that equivalence evaluation with an agency that work on that. If you work in a field where a doctorate degree is required, then you must have a doctorate degree and show it in your petition. If you don't have any of these, don't worry, you can still qualify under the EB2 general requirement using the exceptional ability route. In the exceptional ability route, you have to meet 3 out of 6 of the regulatory criteria that USCIS provides. And this video would be too long if I get into that, but I have a separate video covering exceptional ability. So if you are interested on that route, click on the link that I'm leaving there and you can access that specific video. So once you are done with these EB2 requirements, then you have to look into the matter of Danazar, which governs the national interest waiver specific requirements. And there are 3 prongs for that matter of Danazar. One is that you have to clearly provide an endeavor, what you're going to do in the US, and that endeavor has to have substantial merit and national importance. Second, you have to show that you are well positioned, that you have a history of success in your field that will make the the United States think that you are actually going to fulfill those plans that you are saying that you're going to advance in the US. And third, on balance, is beneficial for the country, for the US, to waive that job offer. We have said at the beginning that this is a category in which you can self-sponsor. You don't need a job offer. So you have to show the United States that you're worthy of this. So these are all the requirements you have to meet. You have to meet all of them, meaning the general requirement and the specific matter of financial requirements. And today I'm going to be talking about frequently asked questions that I get in my channel, and they are related to requirements. First of all, let me go back and remind you that please don't ask me if you qualify. I'm not going to answer that direct question. You have to read all of these, go to the USCIS website, go to my website, get all the information you can about what is needed for this green card, then look at your profile and decide if you can meet those requirements. Okay, the only person that will decide if you qualify or not is the USCIS officer. So it doesn't make sense for me to say, yes, I think you qualify or no. I honestly, when I look at a profile, I do think this person has more or less chances, but I don't get into that with you because there's a lot of subjectivity on how you prepare your petition. You can have an excellent profile and then write a very poor petition, missing evidence, missing things that you you consider obvious, and then you may fail and you may be rejected. Then there's other people that may have just enough evidence, enough of these requirements to be met, and then they write an exceptional petition and they get it approved. So this EB2 NIW preparation has a lot of art in it. You have to be good at presenting your case and showing that you meet all these requirements in an excellent way for the USCIS officer to be convinced. Moving on, today I grouped a few of the questions that I recently got in my channel because they talk about something, they all have something in common. They talk about requirements. So for example, I'm going to go through them quickly, and for number one, then I'm going to show you a little bit more of what this person was asking. So the first person, they say, what about engineers working in industry providing solutions? What they can offer, which has a vast level of benefit to all industries in the US. Okay, so this person is clearly asking about the general profession of engineers, an industrial job, a professional job. Later I'll show you my exchange with this person and how that conversation ended. But in general, NIW doesn't fit only one profession or only one occupation. It really can apply to most of the professions, as long as you can meet those requirements that we have seen earlier. Particularly the matter of dinosaur requirements. You have to show that what you're doing is good for the United States, that is excellent for the United States, that can help the country advance in those lines of fields that impact things that the US government is looking at. For example, if you're working on something related to climate change, it's clear that the United States is working towards becoming more sustainable and to pollute less and to deal with climate change in a very active way. Let's say that you are working on a field in which you help women to get empowered. Then that's another topic in which you can find laws of the United States or executive orders showing that the US government is really interested in that. And I'm talking in a very generic way. Then you have to connect what you do to how you are helping to solve a problem that the United States is also trying to solve. And you have to write it in a way that you prove both ends. You prove that the US is interested on that topic, and you prove that you are working on that you have a plan to work on that. You don't have to be a researcher. You can do it from multiple fronts. When I applied, it is true that I was doing science, but I was working in a private company. So you have to be smart and look at what the US is trying to do and how you are helping to solve that particular problem. All right, let's go to number two here. I'm applying on an advanced degree, professional accountancy from University of London, UK. I have 6 years experience in Pakistan. Do I need to justify the matter of dancer prong? Yes. So you always have to justify, and don't think that, well, I have everything. I'm going to write a quick petition because it's obvious that I fulfill all these requirements. You are, I'm sorry, I realized I was covering that question. You really have to go through all those requirements and show the evidence. You have to write about it and then show the evidence, show the proof. If you say, I have an advanced degree, then you have to show the proof of your diploma, of your transcripts. The same for the 3 prongs of the matter of dinosaur. If you are saying that your endeavor has national importance, then you have to show proof as an exhibit with documentation showing that the US is interested in solving a problem that you are helping to solve. For example, in my case, I work in biotechnology, so I would go and look for specific examples where the Biden administration or the US Congress is clearly actively interested in what I'm doing. and then I relate both things. Okay, and I'm showing you later an example. All right. Well, why don't I show you right now? So let's go to, now that I was talking about my specific field. So here I open just Google. So I'm going to write biotechnology, Biden, and see what I find. All right, so here you can see that I already searched for this earlier. So if I were to write my own petition again today, of course, you always have to look for the most updated information. So I just wrote biotechnology Biden. Okay, I work on biotechnology. Doesn't matter if I'm doing research, if I'm working on a production plant, whatever it is. I just want to see what is the US doing to in relation to the field of my own endeavor. So, okay, this is a whitehouse.gov link. You always have to look for official links, those links that finish in .gov, White House, Congress, etc. And I see that in September 12th, so very recently, just 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, there was an executive order on advancing biotechnology and biomanufacturing innovation for a sustainable, safe, and secure American bioeconomy. So then I will go and read all of this, but it's clear just by looking at the headline that the US government is interested in promoting biotechnology as a way of becoming more sustainable, more secure, and really help the American economy. So I'm sure that if I read this in detail, I will find a lot of information that is completely relevant to what I do. So then I can take both things, what I do, my profile, and this type of reference from an official .gov website, and I can link them and use them in my petition. So let's go to number 3. Oscar, I've been putting off in the past, I guess I've been putting off making this petition in the past, so I called an immigration lawyer and told me that I would not qualify for an EB1 NIW. I guess this person means EB2 NIW because there's no EB1 NIW. However, given my degree in the healthcare sector plus my 10 years experience, proof of savings, and letters of recommendation I could get, I don't see why I wouldn't be eligible. All right, so it is good to focus on your experience, on your degree, and on the field in which you work. But this is too generic, and this is one of the reasons why I never answer those type of questions of do I qualify or not. It seems that this person has the advanced degree, and probably in that sector it is required to have an advanced degree. So that would be, in this hypothetical situation, that would be fine for if we go back here to fulfilling this first part. But then, of course, you have to prove the 3 prongs. So yes, you can use letter of recommendations, but you have to look for other evidence. Depending on what you do exactly in healthcare, you have to see how the US is trying to advance that particular field in which you work and relate your profile to the US intentions or interests. So again, EB2 NIW is a lot of an art, not only purely objective, check the box kind of exercise. Number 4, Jade says, it's so hard getting a proposed endeavor from an accountant. I'm having a hard time with that. Yes, it is hard, and nobody will do it better than you. You know what you have done in the past. You know what you want to do in the US. It's important to be truthful also. You have to propose something that you actually plan to do in the country. So look at your profession, look at what you have done, look at what you want to do, and then see if the US is interested in that field, is interested in solving a problem that you have helped to solve. And if all those things are there, then start getting more serious about it and start reading more and putting together a draft of your petition. So before we finish, I'm going to go back to number 1. remember that this person was talking about engineers working in industry, what can they offer that is of vast level of benefit to all industries in the US. So we actually had an exchange with this person, and so I replied, well, I guess my reply was something like, well, I don't know. I'm sure you know your field better than me, so you can see if you can actually qualify. And then he replied, I saw from one of your videos that I can use congress.gov to show that my work is of the national interest, which is fantastic, but to show the work I have done is of larger implication in the US is possible only in the case of a researcher. What do you think? So I don't agree with this, and I told him or told her that I don't agree because EB2 NIW is not just for researchers. Maybe EB1 is easier to fulfill it if you're a researcher, but definitely EB2 NIW is not the case. It's true, publications are something that you can use to help in your petition, but you can be an engineer and still qualify. And we'll see how this person actually replies himself or herself in the next comment. After I replied, he said, thank you for the help. I work for a company that helps manufacturing companies to move towards smart factory. This is one of the objectives of US Smart Factory Initiative. This is linked to national interest, but it doesn't have a nationwide impact or global impact, other than a company is helping a set of customers, only not the whole United States will get benefit. What is your reflection? And again, I don't agree with that. I mean, if you go by this person's definition, then really nobody is helping the whole nation at a time. Maybe unless you are the US president or a governor or the CEO of Amazon or Google that are truly global national companies. You have to show that your work in what you do is aligned with something that the US is interested to tackle. If you can do that, and if you can do it efficiently, effectively in your petition, then you stand a chance. And this person actually replied themselves. They said, well, yes, my company helps other companies to move towards smart factory, and this is one of the objectives of this US smart factory initiative. So my reply to this was, then I think you have to start here. Of course, I don't know your profile. I cannot tell you if you qualify or not, but it seems that you already have the start that you need. This is the beginning for you to go read this US initiative that I haven't read, of course, but you can go and Google it, read it, see from there. Usually you can find other laws that the US has promoted, maybe in the Senate, in the Congress, both, maybe an act, a bill, a law, whatever it is, executive orders related to this particular initiative, speeches by Biden, by the vice president, by any of the members of the cabinet, and then use that in your petition. So as you see, it is you who has the most knowledge, like this person, to help yourself and start working on your petition. So do I qualify for NIW? It's up to you to answer that question. So that's my general answer to this type of question. So you see, today I put together a few of these comments that I receive in my channel. If you are interested in seeing how I reply to more of these comments in a public way, then leave a comment and we'll do more videos about that. I can also make a live video and maybe reply some of these comments that you leave in my channel. And then if someone has a live comment question, we can also address that. So that's it for today. Again, please visit my eb2niw.info website because you can find real and successful I-140 petition. Even if it's not in your own field, you can see how I structured the document, how I put together my arguments, how I did all those things that I talked about today in this video in my real document. So you can download that. You can also now download an example of an adjustment of status petition. It's a little bit simpler than the I-140. And recently I'm coaching people. I'm coaching um, applicants that want to do a do-it-yourself process. So we have a couple of video calls to review the strategy, to go through your draft. I review your draft, I give you comments and suggestions. What this service does not include is opinions on if you qualify or not, or prediction of what is your percent success rate that you will get. Because as I said earlier, only the USCIS officer knows that. I will not write on your behalf. You will be the one writing, but I will guide you. I will give you tips. I will suggest what you can eliminate, what you can summarize, and what you can add to make your petition stronger. So thank you for watching as usual. Please subscribe, share this content, and good luck in your EB2 NIW journey.